The highway mileage for a sample of 8 different models of a car company can be found below. Find the 5-number summary and use it to create a box plot. Okay, so the thing we need to do first is get the 5-number summary for this data set here. The 5-number summary are the values: the minimum of the data entries, the value of Q1, the median, the value of Q3, and the maximum. Now, this data really wouldn't be terribly difficult to get from the data set itself because the data is already sorted. But I'm going to use technology first, and then I'll show you how you can do that without the use of technology. But I have the TI calculator that I'll use. If you have something different, that's fine. Just make sure you know how your technology works to find this. But if you're using the TI, let's put the data into a list. So I'm going to hit Stat and then Edit. Of course, we're come into the list editor. And then I'll clear out the list that I already have and start entering my data. And once I get all of that data in, we'll do our calculations. Okay, so Stat, and now I slide over here to Calc, and OneVer Stats is the first option, and that's where I'll find the 5-number summary. If you have this list, this menu showing up, that's great. If not, you just need to press 2nd and 1 to tell the calculator where your data is. If you are seeing it, just make sure the data list is set to L1 and the frequency list is clear. Then press Calculate. And we need to scroll down to the second set of output. And the minimum data entry is 18. Q1 was 21.5. The median's 28.5. Q3 is 34.5 and the maximum is 36. Now, going straight from the data itself, we have the minimum and the maximum data entries because the data is already sorted. That's fairly straightforward. The median, if we start from the outermost data entry and just sort of walk in toward the center, that helps me find the median. So the median here is, since there's the middle 2 data items, the median would be the average of those middle 2. So 23 plus 27 divided by 2. Oops, I did the wrong ones. 27 plus 30 divided by 2 is the median of 28.5, and that's where they come up with that number. So 28.5 is the median. And that breaks the data up into the lower half and the upper half. And the median of the lower half, so if I walk toward the center here, then I need to take the average of 20 and 23. That gives me the lower half median is Q1, which is 21.5, and subsequently the upper half median would be 33 plus 36 divided by 2, which is 34.5. So that's how those numbers come about. Now, if I am graphing these, then the value of the whiskers are these values here and here, that is, are the values of the minimum and the maximum data entry. And looking at all the different options, those are all set to 18 and 36. So that doesn't change, so we can't use those to identify or throw out any possibilities. So let's take a look at, say, the median. So the median is the middle bar of the box. So I'm trying to make sure I have a median of 28.5. That does allow me to throw some out because in E, that's a little bit too low in that one. 28.5 is correct in D. In C, I can throw that one out because that's too low. as well in B also. So it's either A or D. So let's check the values of Q1 and Q3. So Q1 should be at 21.5, and that is true here, but not true there in D. So we can throw out D, and let's just check out Q3 at 34.5. That is the case there. So A is our box plot for this data set.